Hello and happy Taco Tuesday. I know you haven't heard my lovely singing voice since last Tuesday. Y'all, it's a real problem. I don't know why, but I just feel like compelled to sing announcements and different things. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just realized my screen is really dark. So I'm gonna try to adjust it real fast. Hang on. Oh no, that's not gonna work. There we go. There we go. Okay. Much better. I couldn't see. It was like being all weird, but you know what? It's technical difficulties. I hope that y'all can hear me okay. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. And hang on, I have to share my little Rita, my margarita, because it's Taco Tuesday. Or if you prefer, here we go with the actual Taco Tuesday. Thank you so much, Mel. So happy that you create it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy that I have this. So let me know in the chat where you are watching from and what you are most excited about with your podcast right now. So tell me in the comments. Yeah, I'm like just now noticing. Hang on. I feel like my screens. It's probably because I have my ring light on like really bright today. I am if you haven't been around here for a while or you haven't heard, we have a really big training coming up today. And so I was doing some test stuff. I always like to get prepared well in advance whenever I'm doing one of these big trainings. And so I was like, oh, let me go ahead and turn on the ring light the way I'm going to have it. But this is way too bright. And I could stand up and fix it, but it's going to like mess everything else up. So I'm just like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. We will be okay. So, hello, watching from Georgia. Hi, Jack. So happy that you're here. Yeah. So let me go ahead and talk about this first and foremost. Let me see my little graphic I have here. So, this is the training that we have coming up. I did a big announcement last week that we were doing this free training. So I'm going to be offering it 3 times, once today at 2 p.m. Central, once on Thursday, this Thursday, the 20th at 2 p.m. Central, and then again on Monday at 10 a.m. Central. So you can just assume anytime I tell you a time, it's always 10 a.m. It's always Central Time. Chicago time, if you want to call it that. I don't know why it defaults to Chicago because I'm like, Chicago is so far north and it just really is bonkers to me that I'm still in the Chicago time frame. I don't know. I have so many friends that live all across the US, but also the world that I'm really proud of myself that I finally figured out time zones. I can do them. I can do them pretty fast now. I'm like, oh, okay, that's Eastern, that's Pacific until you throw in the states that don't like they don't actually acknowledge time savings. Yeah, that's when it gets a little crazy. The trip to Arizona was a little different than I thought it was going to be last time. But okay, so here's how you register. So 4 reasons your podcast isn't growing and what to do about it. Go to crystalprofit.com/training if you're not already registered. And I actually have I have it pulled up here. So if you haven't registered, this is what it looks like. Here we go. So this is the page that you'll go to, crystalprofit.com/training. You can click on this button or just scroll down and you will see a little bit about like what to expect. If you've never been to one of my free trainings, they're a lot of fun. I was just finishing it this morning, but I'm doing my last few tweaks on the presentation and it's really good. I'm adding in more stories of my own personal journey because we're talking about why your podcast isn't growing. I got lots of stories of why my podcast has gone through many valleys. I was going to say peaks and valleys, many valleys whenever I was first getting started, and how the beginning of my journey looks so different than what it is today. And those are some of the things I'm going to be sharing about. But when you scroll down, it'll give you the 3 different options. Like I said, there's one today at 2 p.m. Central. So if you're available, we would love to have you come join us. Or Thursday or Monday. So I hope that you have some time to come hang out with us, because we if you've ever been to one of my, just weekly live sessions here, and you thought, man, that would be kind of fun, like if she actually had more structure to it, because these are usually pretty casual. I like to keep things casual. Oh my gosh, if you don't believe me, go back to last week's training where I talked about things that happen when you're live sometimes. At this point, I've been doing live streams. Oh, it's gonna make me like I just feel so old. Like, not old in the sense of like me personally, but like having been doing online business things, it makes me feel like I've been doing it forever. But I've been going live weekly since like January or February 2018. That feels a little crazy to say out loud. That does. It feels a little like, "Whoa." And most of the time, it's pretty casual, because this is my approach, y'all. I'm not a super formal person in my like, I have on a sweater here. Y'all, I got fancy because I did my hair, I put on my hoops, but I mean, I got on a sweater. I got on hang on, ready for it? Got on oh, wait. You can see the brace and everything. I don't even think I can do it. Hang on. I always get messed up with the camera. Y'all, look, I'm still in my beautiful little brace. If y'all missed my boot, I had a boot on in December, and now I have my brace. Y'all, I wear tennis shoes and a sweater. Like, I'm casual. I'm not a formal person. Even if you see me out in public, like, I am a very casual person. It's who I am. It's how I'm comfortable. So, but what I do like to do is when I do these trainings, they are more formal in the sense of there's an actual presentation. Like, I've created, pretty slides, and I've like just put a lot more structure and format to it to really maximize our time together. So I'm not just talking about random things like I typically do on here. People will, give me their podcast questions, and I could go down 15 different rabbit holes, because that's what we do here on our weekly live show. It's just our check-in and hanging out and getting to know each other. And I love it when y'all tell me in the comments if you're someone that has been here, the last few weeks. I know that we'll have our regulars that pop up, and they're like, hey, like I'm in Tennessee. I know we have some people in New Jersey. We have people, I mean, all over the state of Texas. We have people that are, it's just starting their day on the Pacific Coast, which, by the way, hope everybody's good. After I sat there and watched the video of the satellite footage of the volcano that erupted last week, and oh my gosh, like so wild to see the satellite footage of like the volcano. Like, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. So yeah, see, again, random things that we talk about here that we don't always talk about in the more formal teachings that I do. But I want to talk about today's podcast episode. So let me get this pulled up here. So we're talking about why you need a podcast audit. And the reason why I really want to talk about this today, let me put it up here. So, why you need a podcast audit, crystalprofit.com/episode 324. This is my show, The Profit Podcast, if you haven't listened to it and checked it out. But I really wanted to talk about how having a podcast audit can make all the difference. Now, I go into, if you watch the YouTube, my YouTube channel on a regular basis, then you would have caught the video that I put out yesterday, which, or not yesterday. Hang on. Let me back up. It was last Friday. I put out a YouTube channel on, a YouTube video on what a podcast audit is. So if you haven't checked that out, I meant to link to that in the show notes, but I'll link to it. But basically, I just go, if you go to my channel, here, let me get off of here real fast. And some of y'all are probably watching on YouTube, but you may not be on the channel. Oh, that's lovely. You can't see anything. Hang on. Again, I'll get my life together one day, and we'll be able to we'll be able to do this. There we go. So let me take that off. So here is the YouTube channel. You can see I'm live right here, but over here, you'll see one that says, what is a podcast audit and how to get one. That is more of, and we can talk about that here in a second too, like actually how to get a podcast audit, what that looks like. But this is a video for those of you that are pretty visual and you want to see like, well, what is she actually talking about? Because today's podcast episode was more of why you need one. And this is a video on what that actually looks like. Like, what is a podcast audit? What does that actually look like? And then today's podcast episode is more of why you need it. And then we talk about why podcasters want an audit. So this is really what I did. So last year, and this is where I got the video, like the example of what a podcast audit is. I went and I grabbed some footage from one of our podcast audits that we did. I believe it was in May of 2021. And I took clips of it and I put it in this YouTube video. I edited it and looked all great. But I wanted to talk about the reason why people were submitting to have their podcast audited in the first place. And that's what you'll see in the show notes. And that's what we're talking about. I'm talking about the actual reasons people submitted their podcast to me to be audited, because I just loved going back and reading them. I loved seeing why people wanted their show to be audited, because it was deeper than, am I on the right track? And it was deeper than, I just want someone to hear what I have to say. Now, some of them were that. They were just like, I just threw everything together. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm hoping that I'm on the right track. I got my fingers crossed. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't really know. And some of them are a lot more specific. Like I'm actually going to, here, I'll read one. There was actually a really good one. Let me share my screen again. So this one right here is, I have no idea what I'm doing. I was just winging it and made a podcast one day out of nowhere. Raise your hand if you can relate to that, because I feel like that's kind of how I started everything. And then someone else said right here, hopefully to be able to improve the way that I can connect with my audience. Obviously, we all want growth, but I want to create quality content that is easy to digest no matter who you are. So that's really what we talk about on the podcast episode. So again, it's why you need a podcast audit. Go to crystalprofit.com/episode 324. And I think that, if you're watching here today, I'd love to know why you think a podcast audit could benefit your show, because I think it's above and beyond just, hey, will you listen to this? This is something I talked about in the video of, what is a podcast audit? People will come to me and I get these messages all the time. Like I actually looked back in my Facebook messages. You know how there's like a catcher, like if you're not friends with somebody or you've never had a message before, there's kind of like this catcher of, here's all the messages. They're not trying to spam you or whatever, but you have to approve them before you let them actually come to your inbox. And I got this recent message that was, hey, I love your content. I love what you do. Can you listen to my podcast and give me feedback? I get those all the time. I get them all the time. And at first it was like real flattering and I was able to do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, people want me to look at their podcast. Sure, I will go listen to it. I'll give you feedback. But now it's not at a capacity that I'm able to do it for everybody that asks me. I get a lot of those messages and I don't even have time to respond to as many that reply to me, because when I do a podcast audit, it's not just, this was great, keep it up. It is, okay, here's a few ideas around your podcast title. And here's a little bit more about the audience that you're speaking to, or your calls to action or lack thereof, or what you could do better on your podcast website, or how you can integrate your marketing strategies here to get more people on your email list or to get them into your funnel. Like I go all in. I dive off the diving board into the deep end of someone's podcast whenever I do a podcast audit, because that's really adding value. If I think back to when I first started my podcast and I had someone do that, like I feel like it would just be priceless to have that kind of information from someone who has done it, but also someone who has really made tweaks and changes and tried things and pivoted and rebranded. Like I talk to people all the time that I can give them actual advice on rebranding their podcast because I've been there. I can give them on advice on switching from solo only to interviews or vice versa because I've done it. I can give you advice on recording 5-minute episodes because I've done it. I could give you like advice on recording an hour and a half long podcast with 5 people because I've done it. So I want you to really think about, a podcast audit, like how could that benefit me in what you're doing today? If there's a specific concern that you have, or if you're just getting started and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start because I don't have anything to audit. Well, that's okay. Like this is something that maybe you could aspire to in the next quarter. If you're thinking, a podcast audit would be really awesome for my show in the future, then I think, just start thinking about, like, maybe listen to what some of the other people are saying here. Let me go to the comments. Yeah. Hi, how are you? Hello, Monique. So happy that you're here. Yeah, I am excited to really just go further into how podcasters can. No, I don't wanna, it's so cliche, right? I'm like, "Take it to the next level." I'm over it. I'm over it. I really don't wanna use that phrase anymore, and I don't know why it bothers me. But it does. I think it's because it's so overused. It's so overused, and I was just thinking, "Oh, man, I think I talk about something next level in the presentation today, and I think I'm gonna go change it because it's just too overused. Okay. I don't want to say anymore. Let's take it to the next level. Okay. I'm going to tell you the real reason. I'm watching Cheer on Netflix. If you don't know what this is, it's a docu-series on Netflix. I'm obsessed with it. This is the second season. The first season, I was obsessed because I was like, oh my gosh, it's so close to my hometown. It was filmed in Corsicana, Texas, which is like 30, 45 minutes from my hometown. Y'all, the second season features my hometown. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like I've been texting my old high school friends and I'm like, oh my gosh, did you see? So I'm originally from Athens, Texas. So if you watch Cheer and you see all the things in there, like I'm like, shout out to A-Town. Oh my gosh. But the reason why Next Level is getting on my nerves is because I'm watching all these cheerleaders. If you don't know this, I was a cheerleader from the ages of 4 to 18. And so I love watching all the things that they're doing. And I'm just naturally a motivator, a cheerleader. It brings me so much joy to cheer people on and what they're doing. But I heard the word next level so many times. We got to level up. We got to take it to the next level. And then I guess I follow too many motivational people on Instagram that are always talking about this is how you take it to the next level. This is how we're going to level up this year. And I'm over it. Anybody else? Do y'all feel the same way? Like, is it just me? Maybe it's the new year. That could be what it is. Everyone's like, how are you gonna level up this year? How are you gonna take it to the next level? And I'm just like, can we just think of something new? Let's think of something new. Like we could just brainstorm here. Like, what's something new we could say that is not, let's just take it to the next level. Oh my gosh. Okay. Rant over. I will shut up about it now because I'm annoying myself at this point. I don't even want to hear it anymore. But I am only going to be here for just a few more minutes because we are getting ready for the presentation today. So I have the first presentation, the first training that we're doing again. Hang on. What did I do with my... Here we go. 4 reasons your podcast isn't growing and what to do about it. This is our free training we're doing today at 2 p.m. Central. And I know some of y'all are going to be there. Like, get ready. Get ready. It's gonna be so much fun. Hang on. I'm gonna show you what it's gonna be. It's gonna be fire. I know. So cheesy. I think that's what makes it so funny because it's so cheesy. It's so pixelated, and I love it so much because it makes me really happy. Not as happy as Rita, though. Rita is absolutely my favorite. But if y'all have any questions, put them in the chat because I'm going to hang out here for just a few more minutes to answer any questions that you have. But this training today is just it's going to be so fire. But I'm going to go and I got to take out next level. I think I just have to go and I wish I could do like a control find on all of my content anywhere and see where I've written next level or level up and just take it out. Like do the strike through text and take it out. We're not going to use that vocabulary anymore because it's too much. It's too much. We don't need to do it. Nope. Nope. No, no, no. Just take it out. Take it out. It's too much. But I need to come up with another term that I could say because I don't know. I don't know another good one off the top of my head. Well, if y'all don't have any questions, y'all are awfully quiet today. Y'all are quiet. It is Taco Tuesday. Maybe you had the day off yesterday, like we did. We had the kids. The kids were off school, and our youngest got a beta fish. He got a beta fish. I don't think I shared the story. We got a beta fish for his birthday. Did make it 36 hours. Yeah. May he rest in peace because we didn't know what we were doing. We had all the confidence in the world. We read all the things. He did not make it. His name was Tefri. Rest in peace, Tefri. But now we have Lightning Wing. I know my youngest, my 6-year-old, he can come up with some names really good. And when I asked him, what should we name this fish? He was real quick. He was like, Lightning Wing. I was like, what? Where does this come from? But then this morning he came in and he was like, Lightning Wing is he's swimming everywhere. He's all excited. And I'm like, did you say Lightning McQueen? He said, no, Lightning Wing. I was like, okay, yeah. Oh, Monique says I'm in a work meeting. That's fine. That's fine. I'm actually going to hop off here because I'm going to go do some more prep work. I'm going to go take off next level everywhere. So it's not. So I could take my presentation to the next level. Yeah, I gotta figure out what else is going to be. But that's all I have for y'all today. If you do have any other questions, reach out to me. Hi, Jacqueline. Yes, looking forward to your show today. We are actually going to sign off now, Jacqueline, because I'm getting prepared for our free training, which is up here. Where is it? Oh, I keep clicking off of it. There it is. 4 reasons your podcast isn't growing and what to do about it. So this training that we're doing right here, it starts today. I'm offering it 3 times. Today at 2 p.m. Central, Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, and Monday at 10 a.m. Central is when we're offering it. So you can go to crystalprofit.com/training and then get registered. And if you can't make it live, shame on you. I'm just kidding. But shame on you. No, please show up live. If you can, show up live because that is how you are going to get the most out of this training. There's going to be a limited time replay, but I'm just going to be really honest. It's not going to be as impactful as if you were to show up live. So I'm going to hop off and I am going to be, okay. Yeah. I should have known better, Jacqueline. I should have known you were already registered and you're ready for today. Okay. I'm ready for the training today. Y'all, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. If you think these weekly live sessions, because I know Monique and Jacqueline, like y'all are our regulars around here. If y'all really like these trainings, which I feel like are more like, hey, it's Q&A. Like, what's the random thing we're going to talk about? Or let's talk about a podcast episode or a piece of content. No. This is going to be a lot better. I promise. This is going to be like I over deliver in our trainings and the Q&As. Yes. Like those are, they're always so much fun. So if you're coming today, I cannot wait to see you. I will see you in a few hours. Yes, Jack. Giving me all the, I wish I could do a triple thumbs up, but yes, we will be live at 2 p.m. Central. You should have already gotten a reminder email with your link to join. But let me know if you haven't gotten that. So that's all I have for you today. Hang on. I have to get this other, here it is. Happy Taco Tuesday. I will see those of you that are joining us soon in just a few hours, but That's all I have for y'all. So I will see y'all next week. On Tuesday is when we're going to be live here on the YouTube, on the Facebook group and everything. But for everybody else, I'm going to see y'all in some live trainings today, on Thursday, and on Monday. So remember, keep it up. We all have to start somewhere. Bye, guys.